living love and singing along with the spirit of the day. Are one and a dream of peace right here and right now. You may love the sunshine and I may love the rain. The rain's okay too. But we are one as we stand together right here and right now. We let love open the way. Yes to the day. Welcoming each other is not about being the same. It's living love and singing along with the spirit of the day. We let love open the way. We let love open the way.
Hey, lightworkers. So we all have heard this term of letting go, because it is a spiritual practice and it's a personal growth practice that promises transformative results if we can actually go through with it. But I think most of us know that that is easier said than done. So right now I want to talk about this practice of letting go. But talking about like, what are we letting go of, right? Things that happen in our life that we wish we could change, or maybe we wish they had never happened. But we might also need to let go of things going on in the world that we can't do anything about, right? Letting go of needing to change people, needing to change everybody's mind about everything. So I want to talk about letting go, but then how can we reframe it to a let go and let God? But then I also want to talk about how it's connected to one of the universal laws and one of the virtues. So letting go it's also called detachment, and which happens to be at the core of the Buddhist teachings. In Buddhism, attachments are seen as the root of our suffering, and then detaching is the key to our freedom, or the letting go. But see, my first experience of hearing about this was from a friend. I was in my early 20s, and my friend he was a Buddhist. He said, if you want to be happy, you have to detach from everything in your life. Well, I had too many things in my life that I just loved. My dog, my family, my friends. So just no, I'm not detaching. Now, as I grew into an adult, more of an adult, and I got married, we started our family, attachment actually became a really important concept to me because of family. We all know that attachment between an infant and its parents is ultra important. And I even went so far as to practice attachment parenting myself, which worked out very well for us. So I still could not buy into this idea that attachment could equal suffering. Now, finally, I was able to learn, because somebody just explained it really well, that in the original language that Buddhist was in, attachment didn't really mean attachment. Attachment was not referring to the caring, the connection, or the fondness that we have for people or things in our life. That translation actually meant clinging, grasping, trying to force something to go our way because we need things to go our way. And if we need people to agree with us, and we need to be right, and if we can't have all this, then we can't be happy. So that is what is meant by this idea of attachment. Now, we know right now there is a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on that we don't like, and we may feel overwhelmed under the burden of caring. In our own lives, we may be dealing with financial hardships, challenging relationships, maybe some health issues. We can end up feeling drained. We can end up feeling overwhelmed. But most of what drains us or overwhelms us or causes us anxiety or worry, it's not the world. It's not the things in our own life. It is our way of seeing the things in our own life. It is our way of seeing the world and our reaction to it, needing things to be a certain way. This is what actually leads to the suffering. Suffering builds a prison, and we view the entire world then through the lens of that prison which we built. So yeah, detachment actually is the key to our freedom. It's the first step in learning how we can stop reacting to all those things we don't like. But here's the important part of detachment. It doesn't mean that we don't care. And if we practice detachment, it doesn't mean that we have to be indifferent. Detachment is actually about mastering our inner state so that we don't react, and instead we learn to observe so we can see what we are working with. And when we can see what we are working with, it's a lot easier to stop letting the world control how we show up to our life. We observe and we choose how we want to show up. Now, we're always choosing every day. And we may show up 1 minute after being on social media for a little while, and we may decide, I'm blaming these people, and I'm going to complain about these things. But also we can choose and ask, how can I get curious about this? Can I actually change any of this stuff? Well, if I can, okay, I'll work on that. But if I can't, all right, then how do I rise above it? So we're learning to choose instead of react. Then we are consciously creating our experiences through our way of thinking and acting. Now, we're always creating our experiences through our way of thinking and reacting. But every reaction sends us down this reality, okay? But when we choose to respond and participate with life, this also shapes our experiences. We go this way into this reality. So letting go is about redirecting our need to have something go our way. So then we can decide how we show up to our life. So we can understand there's power in detachment. It gives us freedom. So how can we just go ahead and detach and move that into, well, I want to let go and let God. Now this can still feel hard, because just to say, well, I'll let go and let God, it's not like if our car breaks down and so we hand it over to a mechanic to fix our car. Okay, it's not like that. Letting go and letting God can still feel very hard. Plus, it also depends on what we are letting go of, right? Are we letting go of our need to be right? Or are we letting go of the pain and betrayal of a past relationship? Like, what is it that we are letting go of? So that will also play into it. Sometimes what we really need is a compassionate ally or a professional to help us move through that. But if we don't know where to start, I will invite you to try this out, because this is what works for me. This is what works for many Unity people when we practice it. So first of all, we go back to our Unity principles, that God is all things, everything that's ever been, everything that's yet to be. God is bigger than any of these issues. God is bigger than any of our issues, whether they are financial issues or our need to be right, or letting go, forgiving somebody who betrayed us on a very deep level. God is bigger than any issue. And within this all, it's source energy, it's creative substance, it's divine consciousness. It is all the solutions, all the ideas, the inspiration, the guidance, the divine direction. All of this is contained within the all. And God is the all. Which goes to our second principle then. So God is all things. That means me. That means you. That means all of us. We are an extension of God. So the activity of God is working through us. We can be guided. We can get curious. We can get inspired to reach out to someone. We are the activity of God. It is working through us just like it works through all things. Now, in this moment in time, we may look around our life and think that we're not able to do something about something. Okay, maybe there's something going on the other side of the planet, or maybe there are just people who we cannot control. But wherever we are standing, we can do something right here and right now. So for Helen Keller, I am very grateful for this lesson. She says, I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. I will not refuse to do something I can do. Okay, so we can do something right here. Then our third principle is that we are creating our experiences through our way of thinking and acting. So we just remember this. We remember we're the one choosing how we are showing up to our day, how we are showing up to our life. Are we reacting and pointing our fingers and needing those things to change, or are we responsive? Are we responding and participating in life? Now, here's where the big ask comes in. All right. So we're remembering we create our experiences through our way of thinking and acting. So now we ask. Ask and you will receive. So ask for whatever it is you need help with. How can I let go and let God right now? How can I respond to my life instead of reacting to my life? How can I get more clarity on how to show up? How can I have more awareness of all the times I go on autopilot? Right? We ask, because then we have to receive. We have to receive. Our fourth step is that affirmative prayer and meditation, they help us to align with the divine within. They get us into a state of reverence. Now, reverence is a powerful feeling to be in, because with reverence, we're not just saying, oh, God is all things. Okay, we are in awe. We are like, whoa, God is all things. Everything that's ever been, everything that's yet to be. The activity of God is everywhere present. That's reverence. It helps us to align because we feel that impact. Then our fifth principle is just, it's not enough to know these things, we must live them. Practice, practice, practice. People who live these lives where their expectations are exceeded, they practice more than the average person. Whatever that is, whatever that practice is. Are you practicing more than the average person? Or are you practicing less than? Even practicing as much as the average person. Remember, the average person still drops all of their New Year's resolutions by February. Okay, so this is how we can let go and let God, and let the activity of God flow through us and through our lives. Now, here's the little extra that I want to share, because letting go, detaching, is still a very challenging process. So I want to invite you to consider this. It is a universal law, the law of rhythm, and it is at work in all things. It's the activity of the all, and it's about the ebb and flow in our lives. It is about the ebb and flow in our consciousness. So have you ever had the experience where you wake up in the middle of the night, you dwell on a problem, you toss and you turn, even though you've already prayed about it, you've already asked for guidance, you toss and you turn and you worry? This is reattachment. You've just attached again. You've just attached. You're trying to control it again. We let go and we let God means we let God do its part. We take a breather. That's what let go, let God means. I'm handing it over. I'll let God do its part. And I'm going to take a breather. The whole reason we let go and let God is so that this burden isn't just on us. But see, the universe is also ebb and flow. The universe is rhythm, and we call it giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. So we are allowing God to do its work. Right? We have asked. We've put out the how, or the ask. We've put out the ask. So now we wait for God to do its work. Now this is where the virtue of, I'd do a drum roll right now if I could, patience comes in. And I'm going to tell you, patience is not what we imagined it as children, where we have to sit, we have to wait, we have to be bored. Okay? Patience is actually letting God do its work. But we don't want to reattach to something. We don't want to try to recontrol everything again. So when we let go and let God, so God can do its work, we do something else while we wait. We do something else. Back in 2013, my family and I suddenly wanted to move. And so every day we were all doing what we could, right? We were looking, back then you looked on these like Craigslist and stuff like that. And we were looking for places to rent. And so we were doing what we could do. And I had already released it to the universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you for finding our perfect home for us. We know it'll show up in the right time. All right. And I was doing this. And so I realized that there were still these moments where I would fret. Oh man, what if it takes forever to find this house? What if this just takes forever? What if it's not the perfect house? What if we have to settle? So I started thinking about this. Okay, we've done all we could do. And so now we start packing, the expectation of, yes, we're moving. But I remember one day my kids were home and we decided to go run some errands and go out to lunch, and we did some shopping, and we went to the movies, and we came home and we were all just in such a good mood. We were all in such a good mood. And this is important because we just do what we can do. And then there's nothing else we can do but now be patient, let God do its part so we can be given the next direction. We cannot be of two minds. We cannot focus on the things we don't like, on the things we feel like we need to control, on the things we think aren't working out, and at the same time, ask for solution, inspiration, ideas, and think that we live in a generous, giving universe, right? We can't be all stressed out and in lack and in that feeling of restriction and fear, and at the same time, think we're going to receive this a very attractive kind of guidance to move us forward. So at this point, this is where we let the universe do its work. Now we let the universe do its work. Now I have an affirmation for you. And it is, I let go and let God do its work. Yeah, see, there's a little extra something in there. I let go and let God do its work. I let go and let God do its work. We know that it can be very challenging to wait for things to change. But think of it this way. Our life is a garden. We plant the seeds. We let the seeds interacting with the soil and the sunshine and the water all do their work. We do what's ours to do. We water and we pull weeds, but we don't dig the seeds up again after 2 days to ask them what the problem is. Why aren't you sprouting something? Okay, the seeds are already responding to the rich soil and the water and the sunshine. The universe is responding to us. But if we constantly are digging up those seeds of our asks, we're basically starting over again. How can I let this go? Nah, never mind. I'm going to try to control it myself. How can I forgive and let this go? Oh, never mind. I have to do a lot of analysis. Okay, never mind. See, we start digging things up. The universe is responding to us, but if we keep trying to dig up those seeds, we are starting over. Okay, if we ask, we get into that reverent space and we ask, okay, what is mine to do? But then we stress, never mind, I'm just going to try to do all this myself. I'm just going to try to figure this out. I don't have time for all this. We're starting over. We've gone back into attachment. So here's our invitation for this week. We may find ourselves wanting to control something in our life. And so we want to remember how this letting go or this practice of attachment, it helps us get clarity so we can participate with life rather than being at the mercy of life. So we want to practice the asking. We want to be able to get ourselves into that state of reverence. God is all things, and that means me. And we are creating our experiences through our way of thinking and acting. Then we ask, okay, how can I let this go? How can I respond? How can I participate? How can I let God do its work from right here? See, it's letting all of those higher forces that contain more than we could ever need and more than we could ever imagine and even more than we could even think to ask for. All those higher forces, when we let all of this activity of God go to work in our lives, well, this is how we are creating heaven on earth. So until next time, remember, you are divinely designed to be doing all of this. You are a one-time, one-of-a-kind cosmic event. In everything you do, you are blessed, and so it is. We'll see you next time.
This is a song about the abundant nature of the universe, and that abundance works through each of us. It's called More Than Enough. There is more than enough when you're a light, a soul with room to grow. Every question is answered when there's a willingness to receive and know. All that you could ever need comes at sonic speeds with the right beliefs. You are enough and I am enough. We are enough. We're already whole. There is more than enough. Love and goodness and belonging. There is more than enough. Though we could try to spend the whole night counting, there is more than enough. There is more than enough. There is more than enough love to light the darkest night, make it good and bright. There are more than enough ideas, all brilliant and wise. Just give one a try. There are more than enough Yes says to cancel the no's. Yes lights up a soul. You are enough and I am enough. We are enough and more than we know. There is more than enough energy for co-creating. There is more than enough, though we could spend a lifetime ruminating. There is more than enough. There is more than enough. There is never any lack except in what we think and see. There is never any scarcity except in our beliefs. There is more than enough if we just look within and see that what's all around us and is yet to be is our own divinity. There is more than enough love and goodness and belonging. There is more than enough, though we could try to spend the whole night counting. There is more than enough energy for co-creating. There is more than enough, though we could spend a lifetime ruminating. There is more than